So, 2025. 2025 was a year in which I'll forever remember as the day that I brought my county crawler back to the shed that it originally left from so many years ago. It was a lot of work. We've done a lot over that 2025 that I thought I'd never do. You know, reversing for about 10 to 15 minutes. That was the longest drive I've ever, longest drive I've ever done with that tractor. I grew up with that tractor. Always, I've always had it at the back of my mind. It's a tractor that it was one of those things that you knew it was there, but you didn't get to see it a lot. And for me, that was, it was a special thing for me, because when I saw that tractor, it was something different. And I knew it had a meaning on the farm. And so obviously 2025 came around, and I reversed that tractor up from there all the way up. I remember walking down with the jerry can and a screwdriver. I emptied the entire jerry can into the fuel tank of the crawler. And it almost didn't want to start. It didn't want to move, but eventually I managed to get it to start on its last breath on the battery. And drove it out of the shed, reversed it all the way up with bubbles. It was coming up the radiator, backed it all the way up. It was a lot of fun. So the first job I obviously did was take the gearbox out. I stripped it down, took the engine out, took the gearbox out. I rebuilt the gearbox and then put the gearbox back in, and I was pretty chuffed. That was my first ever gearbox I've ever rebuilt. And then later on, I ended up removing her tracks and her, basically I stripped her down to just a skid unit. The right hand side was the easiest to come apart. The right hand side I could remove with a jack, a bottle jack. The bottle jack pressed it off easy peasy, whilst the left hand side almost tried to kill us. It's because the spring is like yay big, and the box that held the spring just rotted away, and so it just expanded, rammed the box into the sprocket. And so me and my dad and Dove, we wrapped a chain puller around the entire track from sprocket end to idler. We compressed it. We compressed the spring down just enough so we could remove the pin, the master pin for the track. So we then slowly let it off. Everybody's standing out the way, because those springs are not something you should fight, and there's nothing that you should let your guard down around. So slowly let it off, and when we thought that I might be still under tension, we pulled the idler off using the little Fergie, little grey Fergie that Dove has, which I will be taking, or Dove will be taking it to Welland Steam Fair next year, hopefully, or this year now. And so, yeah, we could both banter about it. You could talk. Yeah, poor Dove fans. So what's happened is, this spring is a bomb. Was a bomb. Currently, we had this guy.
Shaking like a leaf. Thanks.
Well, you're the one driving the tractor. So
yeah, but he was alright.
Yeah.
He was on the tractor.
But so basically, the track adjuster sees solid, couldn't get this off at all. So we had to tension the track by doing that, or slacking it, and then gently remove the pin, and then undo that, and then just to make sure that that won't go kaboom on us, we had Dovan with his Fergie Flora tow the idler over to make sure that it was disarmed, and now it's officially apart and we can stop shitting ourselves.
that bloke who told you there's fuck all tension on that.
No, there's no tension on it. Damn.
There isn't any fucking more.
You're gonna fucking take it apart.
Yeah, because the box completely sheared itself across the bottom and smashed itself into
Harry,
the...
you can see how handy that is, don't you?
I like that.
Good, I don't mind dragging that back from Ivy side now. I'm glad I fucking done it.
Well, yeah.
Thank goodness.
Nice.
What else would you do?
No.
Cry, I
What else
guess.
would you do?
You want that 19?
So yeah, that was quite a lot of fun, and then I got to teach myself how to strip clutches, steering clutches. And so I removed the clutches, but either side, removed the drums, and then all the the housings, the bull pinion housings. I had the top cover off, I had the pump out, PTO out, of course. I took the left trumpet off for repair, the right, both half shafts obviously out, all the reduction gears out. It was all organized in my head, anyways. On the floor, I had it all organized. I knew where everything was, and it was an experience for working on old machinery. It's much. I find it more fun than this newer equipment nowadays, where everything is controlled by an ECU, a computer that tells it this, that, the other. And so, yeah, and I bought a few bits. I bought a new bulkhead for it because hers was long modified. It was repaired and it wasn't repaired correctly. So I got a new battery tray, a new bulkhead. And coming to Christmas now, we managed to put the entire skid unit, from the gearbox to the back end, in undercoat. We put primer on it. We had the new gear knobs. We put just for fun, and there should be a picture there of me on the crawler with her painted undercoat. Why am I doing that? Undercoat. She was in undercoat. It was a lovely time to see the tractor coming along now. I love the tractor. I know you must be thinking why I'm talking like this. Well, I'll get to it. So coming to 29th of December, after Christmas, the Monday after Christmas, me and Dove went out to get a Moggy fowl, or Morris 1000, from Aberystwyth. Me and him went out to fetch, and it was a fun time. I got the car onto the trailer, took it to its new home. It was a lot of fun, but unfortunately that afternoon, me, Dove, were on the way home from elsewhere. Me and Dove were on the way home in the pickup, and we get a phone call from my big sister, and the phone call basically went as, "Hey, we don't want to alarm you, but there's 3 sheds have gone up in smoke. There's only 3 sheds I know, and one of them was mine." So we got home. It was absolutely manic. The sheds, there was just fire engines everywhere. There's firemen everywhere, doing whatever they can for to put out the fire, and the smoke was tall. And so that's when we were finally allowed to go down to the yard where the sheds are. The top shed's gone. My workshop. The workshop has been burnt down to the ground, and the crawler was inside. All of the parts gone. Well, not gone, but some I needed gone. And it was a big old fire. There was nothing much left of the shed that she resided in. Her frame, her castings are okay, as far as I know. I have not put a straight edge on them. I've not checked them out physically, but just knowing that there, and you know, I've sat, so a couple of weeks later, we were allowed to go in. I went in and began picking out parts, putting all the parts in boxes and organizing all the bits that I knew where they were, you know, all the nuts and bolts for the trumpets, the bearings, you know, the bearings I could find. And the fuel tank has been scorched. I've lost the rubber bung from the top of the fuel tank, which what county crawlers have because they don't have steering wheels. But I've lost her hydraulic pump and her steering clutch. Her left hand steering pressure plate, which is the expanding unit for the shoes. I've lost that. It's bowed. It's warped like that all the way around. I've lost most of her piping. The engine was thankfully safe in a different workshop, but I've lost her identification plates. You know, her serial number, the plate that told, you know, what it was, the FC, and her side rails are bent, you know, because there was a tombstone on the front, completely bent, and the filler caps for the gearbox had melted. All the seals are gone. All the parts that I did order from a county specialist, they're all gone. Shoes, I had brand new shoes for the steering, and I had new seals, proper O-rings for her. Those are gone. All my tools were also in there. And yeah, and her gearbox is locked up. In the back portion of a gearbox, the reduction had gone, locked up. I did the Timken bearings, which was what is for your main reduction, the main gears. They're toasted, and it's I wanted to tell you guys sooner about this, but I've been holding it back because I knew it was just going to be upsetting for me. And yeah, but we managed to get the crawler out of the workshop, the old workshop. You know, her skid unit. Why did that turn off? Her skid unit, so her back half, her gearbox. We got that out. There was a track frame in there, but that had already been destroyed prior. So you know, well, then again, the heat had also melted bearings on that as well, noticing that they were no longer turning freely on the bottom. So yeah, the county crawler project will be on hold. I just hope not permanently with us. It's been a bit too rough ever since the fire on the 29th. And that tractor there, I miss it.
What are we doing then, Harry?
Fucking unburying parts of my crawler that were in the fire.
So what have you got there?
So this is a shoe plate, or a shoe mounting plate, or whatever you want to call it, which mounts the clutch shoes, and which then provides the drive. And then that is one of the good intact pressure plates, or expansion plate is the best thing. Since it doesn't put pressure, it expands. And there's not much left of the other parts, so unfortunately, that's what we got right now to deal with.
So we're going through and we're just cleaning them up, picking off the bits that we can, that we find in the ash. This plate's quite good. We don't think there's anything wrong. It obviously needs checking on a flat plate, but there doesn't seem to be any warping on it. The other one wasn't as lucky, so we're on the hunt for a new one of them.
The power of editing does exist. Anyways, hi. This is my little corner of my shed, which is the original corner of the shed where the crawler used to live, and now it's living here again. As you can see, that she is spread amongst many pallets, unfortunately. I'm leaning up against the remains of her skid unit. The gearbox is leaking oil now. All the seals are buggered. The back end is seized up, and we've basically lost a few county components, such as one was the fuel tank bung, two was the expansion plate for the left hand side clutch, steering clutch, so that's bent like a banana now. The shoes are all gone, the seals are all gone. I do not know where her sealing components are, such as the seal carriers and even the brand new bearings I had, new bolts, they're all gone. I don't know where they are. All I know is they're among here, or they're in the scrap, which unfortunately is the case. I picked apart as much of the tractor as I could out the scrap with the help of Dove, Cat, everybody in my family. Yeah, Dove is behind the camera, so say hi.
One of the bigger issues has been obviously a lot of plastic and stuff has melted into the parts. So you're trying to find parts and they've all congealed together into these big lumps of plastic.
Yep.
Or they've been attached to something, like those bolts on the that hold the.
Someone bent that one.
Well, that probably bent in the heat.
Yeah.
And obviously it's fucking warped that to buggery.
Yeah.
So, and that was a new part. We'd only just put that bloody thing on.
Yeah, same with it. This is the remain of the front of her tub,
Which is now
bent.
We've
lost her serial numbers. Well, serial number plates, her originals, which was I wanting to keep. But I should have took them off, but no, we got carried away, put it on.
Well, we thought it was going back together.
We
as you'll probably see in the pictures, we were getting to the point of undercoat. There was gloss on the parts that we weren't going to be able to get to.
Yeah, so we were changing it as we were putting it back together.
Well, we were getting ready to put the engine back in.
Yeah, and just unfortunately, it's just how life is sometimes. You know, you lose some, you win some.
That's the major hydraulic pump from underneath. As you can see, it's split in half. It's all melted and buggered. That, although from here it looks good.
It's stuck. Probably stuck too.
From here it looks good. And then you'll see along there it is warped to hell. Thankfully that one looks alright, as you'll see in a previous clip or a clip after this. That one's okay, but
it's just the chances are of this tractor being whole once again. It's limited, but we're not giving up just yet.
Now you can see what we mean by lots of the parts. Those there
was the box of bits of all the clutch packs.
Yeah.
Those were the clutch pack bits, and
so what we've done is we've just thrown the boxes, what's left of the boxes on here, because well, in clearing the shed we just have to get the stuff out, so everything's been chucked into a pile.
So basically anything that we recognise as crawler or tractor or anything is amongst these pallets, and it is the unfortunate truth. I've been meaning to tell you guys, but it's just...
We've been too busy clearing up.
We've been too busy clearing up, and I have not had the strength to tell you. But this is the best I can do. But I'm not giving up, and it's only wise that we do end up naming this tractor for once. If it does come out this wreck, and it is that it'll be called Phoenix. It's a bit canny, it's a bit corny, whatever you want to call it. But I've always wanted to name it, but unfortunately it won't have the name for a while until it actually comes out of this problem.
But well, what's given us a little bit of hope is that on quite a few of the parts, as you can see there, the white. That is the white undercoat we put on the tractor. So we're pretty confident that not a lot of heat's gotten into the main castings. The gearbox turns, we can engage into all gears. The only issue is the back end won't turn, and we found it's because of the main bearing coming through with there.
Yeah, the
pinion bearing. So that'll have to come out to be freed off. But we have got movement. Not that I can show on camera, but we have got movement on the crown wheel. So
yeah, it's unfortunately what it is.
But as I said, we can engage all gears. So
But yeah, if there's anybody out there that knows one of these tractors or has parts sat around specific for a counter crawler, please get in touch, because it's all I have. I can't. Finding these parts aren't easy.
so we'll be going to all sorts of shows and auctions around the place, just hoping to find the odd bits and pieces. So
Yeah.
we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. So it's the joys, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, we just bought just a day or two before the fire, we'd bought the bracket to go in there.
Yeah. And
So
well, that's a bit useless right now.
yes, just a little bit. But
yeah,
there's some of the smaller components in the box there. So
yeah, just don't worry about the engine though. The engine is safe.
the engine was in the other shed. There's nothing wrong with that.
The engine will run, but the rest of it we don't know yet. Track frames are all long gone.
But we knew they were.
We knew they were gone.
So we're going to salvage the bearing, the pulleys and the rollers off that.
Yeah, we're going to try and salvage the rollers and whatever else we can. So basically this will probably be the most thorough rebuild of a major, not just a counter crawler, but a major that's ever existed.
Well, it'll have had the rear end rebuilt twice,
And the gearbox rebuilt it twice.
which for a major, it's lucky if it ever has one once in its life.
Yeah, that's what we know anyways.
So for it to have two in the space of 12 months will be...
Yeah. Rebuilding one of these twice is a bit silly, because these are meant to be bomb-proof tractors, but I only rebuilt it because I knew there was problems with it.
Yeah, the issue is they're not flame-proof.
No, the fireproof does not exist.
So we'll wait and see. But yeah, you can tell there's been some heat, because that's what's left of the filler cap. But the fact that there's some left in there would imply that there hasn't been that much heat, and it's just melted the core
What's
down.
the melting temperature of aluminium again? We'll probably put it on screen somewhere here now. Melting temperature of aluminium, and then
Hot, but not hot enough to melt steel.
oh no. I mean, I can't see anything that. I mean, even the fuel tank survived, albeit missing its aluminium components again.
Yeah, well, we were quite lucky with that, in that obviously when it was sat on the table behind the crawler. So say it was sat about here. Now what we think has happened is the leg of the table's burnt, the table's given up, and the tank actually rolled underneath the back axle. So when all the tin sheets and the loft came down, rather than falling on top of the fuel tank, it obviously fell on top of the tractor, but it protected the fuel tank because the fuel tank was under there. I couldn't believe it that morning. We walked in there, and there it was. So it's not all loss. Still got the dash there. We had bought you a brand new bonnet for Christmas.
Yeah, we don't talk about
Unfortunately, that was under the loft, so that's another part we've got to get again.
Yeah.
But you know, it could be a lot worse. We've got, you know, the tractor is salvageable.
Yeah, just how much is a good question.
Yeah, there's some more parts on there. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's as much as I can say. But if you know any tractor counter crawler parts around, please get in touch one way or the other.
Or you just happen to have one that's going to go for scrap, and
yeah, please give me a ring. I'll try my best to answer to anybody. But yeah, this is about as much as we can talk about for now, since we gotta wait for a workshop to come back, along with parts. We gotta go hunting for parts for this thing.
So we'll be at Tractor World.
Oh dear God. They're gonna end up trying to walk up to us like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry."
There's part of me that's quite one. Obviously, that I think there is a crawler in the auction, so we might.
Yeah, but that's a fully restored counter crawler.
Yeah, but then we've got two.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
Yeah, but two.
God damn it.
I'm not saying have that one and not have this one. I'm saying have two, because funny.
Fine, you buy it and then you run it.
Okay, I will bid on it. Fuck it. We'll have to take the trailer with us.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to hire a lorry. Oh, I mean, yeah, totally.
Vosa got nothing on me.
A lot of people are going to be screaming their heads off at some point.
No, I've got a couple of mates with lorries and stuff, so
yeah.
I'm sure we'd work something out.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Drive it out.
That'll be a very long journey.
Ah,
As they say, the top speed of this is 8, but the manual says do not exceed 6. So I'm taking its word, and I'm not going to exceed anywhere near that. But yeah, that's as much as I can say.
thanks for watching, I think.
Yeah, that's about as much as I can say. Thanks for the outro.
Like, subscribe, I don't know,
Say hi.
all of those things.
Comment something silly down below.
If you see one of us at Tractor World, well, don't be a stranger. Come say hi. It's always nice to see people who are quite enthusiastic about the content.
I'd be very scared if someone actually did.
Yeah, it would be quite surprising, wouldn't it? It'd be a bit of a shock.
Watch your video.
Yeah, don't be surprised if we fucking run off.
Socializing.
Oh dear, I swore. That's you not getting monetized. Not that enough people watch you to get monetized, but
Fair enough. I can't do that. You know what?
yeah, no, it's more or less all here, bar a couple of small components.
And the tracks.
The tracks, yeah, we've got the tracks were down the bottom. The tracks were out with the fire anyway.
Oh yeah, I know. But
So
they don't know that.
no, the tracks are off
Somewhere there.
down there in
another county.
Is it? Are we that close to the county border?
I don't remember. Anyways,
We're not far off, but
I
yeah.
didn't listen in geography.
Anyway,
Anyways, we better go.
thanks for watching.
Shumai. Shumai.
Shumai is hello, you dipshit.
I'm tired. Goodbye.